the top tier of competitors, they will have to scale.
Going into the third year, OnePlus had to really reflect and define who they are, where the company is going, and how to cope with the extensive growth.
So they say the tactics that sort of brought you here will need to evolve if you're going to get to the next level. You have to sort of give up some of your childish habits and act a little bit more like a grown-up.
Things change a lot. Like most of my original colleagues already left, which is normal from every company who is experiencing like this growth.
But it's very important that you build a culture that's sustainable and that speaks true to your brand and that speaks true to finally the values of the company and the people who work in it. So there's really a symbiosis, if you will, between the people that you already have in the team and the people that you want to bring in.
We had very strong ideas and we rallied everyone together because we really believed in it, and we got too cocky. You know, when you're too cocky, you actually don't learn as fast because you already think that you know everything. But then we got a lot of negative feedback, and that caused us to lose our confidence.
After experiencing growing pains on all levels, the aftermath of the OnePlus 2 launch shook the company in its foundation and put a lot of pressure on the next coming release, the OnePlus 3 and 3T.
The 3 and the 3T was kind of like the year of maturity, but it was also a year of not much progress when it comes to doing cool things and cool stuff, which is what we like to do.
I just kept saying no to my people. Don't do that, no, don't do that, don't do that. And just stay in the basic features and functions and do the basic.
We couldn't overextend ourselves again, so we just focused on what we knew we were good at, which is, here's our device. It's one of the best devices out there. You can play with it too.
If you're always focused on changing the world, always trying to do things that are innovative for the sake of being innovative, that might eventually kill you. The OnePlus 3 and 3T were great products, although they were very safe products, and that represented the overall mentality of the company. We went safe everywhere.
You can suggest whatever you like. We'll pick the things we love the most and keep making new versions of our ad until we end up with a brand new film to launch the OnePlus 6. OnePlus. Never settle.
Today is our first open ears forum related to product, and we chose to do it in one of the most important aspects for the product, which is the camera. So we got these really expert level users giving us suggestions on how we can improve the product together, after which we will have a list of commitments based on topics we discussed today and keep updating the community on how we're doing on those commitments.
Events like this can be an important and efficient way to improve the experience of the device.
What's exciting when you speak with the users is not just to find out what features matter to them, but the priority in which these features matter.
It's the only way to really improve the product and to show that people are really working and they really cherish their users, like which are important to them.
When we designed the name OnePlus, we thought that one meant a great product and plus meant sharing. So a good product gets shared between people. But we just felt like in this modern day and age when you can have access to all the people via the internet, and the people behind those usernames are probably much better than you at their domain level, why not bring everyone together and use the wisdom of the crowd?
The loyal fan base around OnePlus acts as a compass, with directions they'd like the company to take and not to take.
So as you think about where OnePlus got its early success, it was really they captured the imagination of a group of early adopters who are not customers as much as fans. It goes beyond loyalty, it's brand love. And today the younger generation is asking a question. They're asking not what you make, but what you stand for. So I think that the reason OnePlus captured the imagination of an early group of fans is because they took this attitude of never settle, the attitude of disruption. Now the interesting question is when you get to more mainstream customers, do they care as much? How do you scale fandom?
The community for OnePlus is its biggest asset. And I've never seen a community quite so dedicated. We're like these anchor points for these super techie nerds. And they've never gotten any company that talked to them like we do. So we're very unique in that respect.
Grassroots brands, usually you have a very loyal audience at first that's basically behaving like a cult, if you will. As you scale your audience and your community, you go further and further away from the epicenter of what the brand promise maybe was to the initial user audience.
We try to keep everyone happy as much as we can, but yeah, sometimes it's difficult to have like a very clear direction.
What's really important is to have that face-to-face interaction where and that's why we call it the Open Ears Forum. In the last few years, we've come a long way in terms of our customer support, but we appreciate that there's still things that we need to improve.
What our fans would think about how we're growing, hopefully they'll be proud and they will feel like they've also been a part of it and it's also their baby. So when they'll see our phones everywhere in the future, they'll be proud of the fact that they had a hand in helping make this happen.
At OnePlus, your feedback helps us make better phones. So we're asking you to make our advertising better too. Just comment below this video or send us your suggestions. You can suggest whatever you like. We'll pick the things we love the most and keep making new versions of our ad until we end up with a brand new film to launch the OnePlus 6. OnePlus, never settle.
Excuse me, Gerson.
Oh my God. Who wouldn't want the best smartphone of the year?
With past releases behind them, OnePlus set out on a path to again bring the community closer, gathering their feedback and inviting them to events, meetups, and their first global on-stage launch with the OnePlus 5T.
What's up, New York?
I think the only way to win people back is to consistently perform well for a long time.
In a month, we'll be celebrating our 4th anniversary, but it feels way longer than that because so many things have happened.
As a product company, you are only as good as your last product.
And earlier this year, we released the OnePlus 5. It represented everything that we learned and was our most complete phone ever. We don't believe in new and different technologies if they don't provide a meaningful user benefit. And this is our approach with the T-Line.
The logical end of this story should be